Here now to discuss the latest developments in the House Speaker race is Georgia Congressman Richard McCormick. Congressman, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. I just want to go quickly to your fellow constituent there in the state of Georgia, Representative Austin Scott.
It's a tough scenario, but there are people in there that are honorably trying to get to the right place, and then there are people in there, as you know, that like to go on the TV and are not necessarily negotiating for anything other than TV time.
How does that make you guys look?
Makes us look like a bunch of idiots.
All right, so he says it makes the GOP look like a bunch of idiots. He wants to throw his hat in the ring. What do you think of having a fellow Georgian as a possible speaker? Would you support him?
So we just had the vote. Jim won. Austin has now backed Jim, so hopefully we're going to go forward united. We had about 50 people who said that they are not going to support Jim, but I think that's going to change over time. We actually need to, as a conference, get back to work. Everybody realizes that. You're not going to get a better speaker. I mean, you're just not. Jim Jordan is extremely popular in the conservative movement. He's well-spoken. He can lay out an argument. He's going to make the base happy. He's got a bunch of Main Street people behind him now. And with Austin withdrawing his name now from consideration, I think we finally can get to a consensus. But I want everybody to reach out to their congressman and tell them how much they want Jim Jordan to be elected, because I think that's really important to put pressure on those people who are holding out. We need to get past the fact that you're not going to have a perfect candidate. I think if Jesus Christ himself was running, you'd have people voting against him because something he said sometime in his history. It's ridiculous. We got to get back to work. It's not so important who the speaker is, although I think Jim's probably as good a candidate you could possibly have. It's important about how we come to a conclusion as a body of voters. That's what matters more than anything. The people want to see results. We cannot have results without a speaker, and we have the best speaker we possibly have at this point.
All right. Well, we like Jim Jordan for sure. What's at stake right now without having a speaker in place? I think a lot of Americans are a little confused. What does this mean for the United States Congress while we don't have a speaker?
Well, we still have emerging powers. We still have abilities to get things done, but it's not the right way. Acting Speaker Pro Tem McHenry basically said that he didn't want to have powers voted for him. He didn't want to have this expansion of power for a temporary speakership. He totally avoided that. He said the first order of business is to select a speaker. Then we can get back to business as usual, and let's say not as business as usual, but getting the business done of the people. Get this budget complete, make sure we're not jammed by the Senate, make sure we get our funding for Israel done, make sure we have a functional government that's well-balanced. We are supposed to be the functioning government, that the checks and balances against the ridiculous policies of the left right now. Biden and the Senate trying to push through things that are bad for the border, for crime, for debt, for education. This is the time to move and be leaders in what we know would be appealing to the bipartisan America, to people who have common sense, people who want a functional government that's going to do what they want and what's good for America and for our future.
Let's get back to the business of doing what's good for America. We absolutely like that. Congressman Richard McCormick, we appreciate your time tonight. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.